ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः तस्माच्च तेनन्न मेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास त्वमक्षरं सदसत्तत्परं यत् त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् चेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणश्च शाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वम् सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः सखेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदम् मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्छावः सार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् तक्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम् पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यधिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयेऽप्यप्रतिमप्रभाव तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम् प्रसादये त्वामहमीशमीढ्यम् पितेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियायार्हसि देव सोढुम् अदृष्टपूर्वं हृषितोऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपम् प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास।
Bhagavad Gita, verse 37, clarification. Could you please elaborate the statement? In Vedic culture, art, literature, music were integral to the practice of bhakti and seen as vital elements of the bhakti yoga discipline, not entertainment, not just entertainment. Because his engagement with the arts cultivates subtlety, enhancing one's penetrating capacity, ability to perceive the Vishwarupa, and engage in the profound contemplation of the Mahavakya Vichara, ultimately leading to the realization of Aham Brahmasmi. Second statement is, the second paragraph is?
No, that for this, it is for this reason that the art.
Okay. No, second paragraph I was thinking, second paragraph is not the question. Okay. The first statement is the first paragraph is the question. In Vedic culture, art, literature, music were integral to the practice of bhakti and seen as vital elements of the bhakti yoga discipline, not just entertainment. Elaborate this. Elaborate it. A mechanical, bored life seeks entertainment. A mechanical life, a life of boredom, a life of frustration will seek entertainment. For a spiritual person, there is no separate entertainment other than the practices itself. This is the basic formula. Again, I repeat. For a person who is, for a person living a very mechanical, materialistic life, let us say, okay, put it like that. A person who is living a materialistic life, that materialistic life creates lot of frustration, agony, pain, misery. That very life causes frustration, agony, misery. Therefore, therefore, they need some entertainment to relieve themselves out of it. Some entertainment they seek, some entertainment they need. Those entertainment is arts, music, movies, etc. From one angle. From another angle, these are not seen as entertainment, because a spiritual seeker is not a person of boredom. He is not a frustrated, bored person that he needs something to entertain oneself. Are you able to understand the fundamental difference? Because this person doesn't have this boredom at all in life, anything and everything they do will have an association with the divine. One. Second is, through everything they will want to remember the divine. Through everything they will want to remember the divine. Most of the time we forget the divine. Therefore, what do? They try various methods by which the divine can be, we can remember the divine, we can remember God. We remember when we started this verse number 37, long back, Purva Janma, I think. In Purva Janma, when we started this verse number 37, I remember saying, anybody who watches the Discovery Channel will be inspired about divine for a few seconds. Anybody who looks at the sky will be inspired about the divine for a few seconds. But there it ends. Nothing. It is so superficial, it just stops there. Nothing progresses. Nothing continues. Why? Because the subtlety isn't there the subtlety is not there in that human being to move further on that. Now, how to bring in that subtlety? That's where this arts and music and literature was brought in to bring about a subtlety. You follow? Subtlety means what? Subtlety means this. In the normal sense, in the normal sense of a human being, it is One word will have one meaning. That's it. One word has three meanings, the person gets confused. Why are you complicating? Why can't you just give one word and one meaning and be done with it? That is one angle. That's a very gross, mechanical, superficial way. As you go into deeper and deeper into life, the subtleties of life, it is so varied. It's so different. It means same thing can be viewed in 10 different angles from 10 different person. Subtlety means the ability to accept it and not be affected by it. Otherwise, you think you see it in one way and that is the only way. Every situation is the same. 10% can see it in 10 different ways. Subtlety means what? Subtlety means the ability to accept it. The ability to accept it and not say what is right, what is wrong. That is subtlety. From that person's background, they see it like this. From this person's background, they see it like this. That's all. This is called subtlety in a human being. Opposite of that is what? You see a situation and the way you see it is the only way, and anybody seeing it in any other way becomes non-acceptable. Why? Because according to you, according to you, that's what it is. Nothing else exists apart from that. You follow the difference? Other than that, apart from this, nothing else exists. Distinct and different from that is subtlety. Now, where this arts and music and literature and all comes in, subtlety increases, meaning your penetrative capacity increases. Therefore, all these are brought in to increase the subtlety, not for entertainment purposes, I said. You follow the difference? Otherwise, even today there is a lot of arts. Even today there is lots of music. Even today it's all going on. But that is another kind of entertainment. Like for example, if somebody will go to Swift Taylor for entertainment, I may go to Carnatic music for entertainment. Both are seeking entertainment. That's all. It doesn't make any, from the entertainment angle, it doesn't make any difference. You follow? Now, the difference comes in only when the divine, everything comes in. So therefore, in order to see the divine, subtlety is very important. Why subtlety is very important? Because divine is hidden. Divine is not directly visible. If divine is directly visible, subtlety is not required. Pratyaksham it is. You see divine, that's it. Because it is hidden, you have to dig deep. Certain training is required. So art, music, literature, etc., all that becomes a part of that, a part of the training to dig deep. You follow? Most of the time it will be misunderstood as entertainment. That's all. That's only different. So here we say, no. It is connected to the divine. Are you able to follow the difference? That's how it works.
How it develops the penetrating capacity?
Because it makes you to accept that variety is there. I said it. How does it make a person accept? How does it bring about subtlety?
The art.
I said, as an example, one word has one meaning. Literature says one word has many meanings. Shakespeare will write 100 people interpreting Shakespeare will be confused. Now, what I meant, if Krishna were to come alive today, looking at all the commentaries and including this class, he will be confused. He will say 99.9%, I didn't mean any of these things. You guys say whatever you want to say and put my word into it. You follow what I'm saying? That is subtlety. A word is given and you are able to penetrate into it. It's a penetrating capacity. It's a training. You follow? That's how it works. Similarly, symbolism. You see an art, you sit there. It take like, okay, you go to a temple. It will take minimum 2-3 days to finish one temple. Minimum 2-3 days just to finish one temple. If you carefully observe each and every temple, minimum. Yeah. You look at the main gopuram itself, will take 3 days. If you notice each and everything, then forget about going into the temple, forget about going into the sanctorum, etc., and all that. Now, most of them going are so oblivious to everything. Are you able to follow? So, why they did it? Because temple is a place where you are going to stay put. You don't rush in and rush out, isn't it? You don't have temple tour package. One day 9 temples, 3 days 27 temples. You don't do it like that. You just go to one temple and stay there. That's it. Why? Because the idea is to sit with the divine. In order to make you sit with the divine, you can't simply say, come and sit with your eyes closed. It won't work. Therefore, what they did, literature, art was done, the sculptures was done, everything was done to keep you, to help the mind remind about the divine. You follow what I'm saying? Even today, when they go to the art gallery and all, in front of a painting, the fellow will spend a few hours. Rest of it will get irritated looking at that person. Why are you standing there for so long? You have seen it, no, isn't it? He said, no, we have not seen it. We have just started to see. We have just started to see. How can you say it is over? Subtlety. Are you able to follow? Subtlety. Anything you can develop subtlety. Looking at a tree, you can develop subtlety. Not necessarily, it's a training. That's all. Looking at a tree, you can develop subtlety. What is the subtlety in the tree? It's all green, but the shades of green. How beautiful it is, how it flows without any. See how one shade of green naturally flows into the next shade without any. It's not a jerk, isn't it? It's not like a sudden jump. How gradually it shifts that you don't even see it is shifting. Are you able to follow? What is subtlety? It is so gradually shifts that you don't even notice that it has shifted gradually. It means that much time has to be spent. That's how it helps. That's how here this art, this music, this literature, everything will be associated with the divine. It's part of the culture. For we don't do anything for entertainment. Because if anybody is seeking entertainment, we tell that person, go back and get Chitta Shuddhi Karma Yoga. Because you are not having Chitta Shuddhi, because you have not done Karma Yoga, you are seeking entertainment. Why do you have to seek entertainment? Therefore, seeking entertainment is seen as a very poor quality human being in the Vedantic context, in the Vedic context. We may not agree with what they say. That is individual's choice. But the way that they see it is like this. Subtlety. Even Vishwarupa requires a subtlety, no? Forget Vishwarupa. Vibhuti Yoga, previous chapter itself requires a subtlety to see it. Otherwise, we don't see divine everywhere. One thing is to say, see divine everywhere, or divine everywhere, God is everywhere, as a very good statement it is. But how to actually do it? What if you do that you will be able to? It's no more a statement, but it is satyam for you. See, God is everywhere is a statement at one level. God is everywhere is satyam at another level. The question is, from statement, how to convert it into satyam? You have to convert it into satyam. Certain practices are required. So art is one, music is one, literature is one. You follow? Which is what I said. Otherwise, it's just another. Otherwise, it's just another entertainment. They are not saying entertainment is not required. Who requires entertainment is what is said. They are not saying entertainment is wrong. Who is in need of entertainment? One who is bored and frustrated. For a spiritual person, there is no such thing called For a spiritual person, there's no such thing called boredom at all. Therefore, what happens? There's no need to seek entertainment. Is it okay? முடிஞ்சுதா வெங்கட்? முடிஞ்சுதா? ஓவரா? வாடா. Finally, we'll go back to Krishna. Vishwarupa is standing for so long, he's standing. Weeks together, he's standing, waiting for us to dissolve him. We are not dissolving him. Why will they not glorify you? He said, Arjuna. Verse number 37. And we are glorifying him. Yeah, correct. It's worth spending so much because we were glorifying, no? So he's saying, why will they not glorify you? Because you are worthy of, you are, why will they not offer prostrations to you? Why will they not offer, because he's saying even the Siddhas, etc. are prostrating to you. Why will they not prostrate to you? Because you deserve the prostration. Namaskara. A beautiful, one of the beautiful Vedic culture is doing this prostration, namaskara. We go and prostrate, no? Such a beautiful display. What does namaskara means? Namaskara is a simple practice of a physical action representing a mental attitude of yours. Namaskara is a physical action representing a mental attitude. What is that physical action? Physical action is prostrating. It is a physical act of prostrating. Previously, Arjuna was prostrating. Now he is seeing the Siddhas prostrating and he is able to notice the difference between the two prostrations. Arjuna was also prostrating. Those who are brought up in this culture and tradition, tried from childhood, we are told to prostrate, isn't it? Oh, it is demeaning, it is below my self-respect. Why should I prostrate? Why can't they prostrate back to? Why can't they prostrate back to me? Why should one human being prostrate to another human being? Why can't they prostrate back to me? Right. All this is all these discussions will happen when you are in teenage. All these discussions will happen, and it should happen in teenage. If it is not, if these discussions is not happening in teenage, you are not growing. So to have this kind of discussions is not wrong to have this, but then we should also understand the deeper meaning behind. That's what we are saying. So what is this act of namaskara? Arjuna has been doing prostrations, and Arjuna has seen others also doing prostrations. Now he's seeing the Siddhas doing prostrations, and he's able to notice the difference between the two prostrations. There is a very subtle difference he is able to notice. What is the subtle difference? Every namaskara is a inner expression. Namaskara is an expression of the attitude. Namaskara is the bhavana. Namaskara is the attitude of bhavana. What is that bhavana? What is the bhavana? Surrendering to the law and acceptance and understanding of the law. The person is symbolic representation of the law. You don't prostrate to a person. You are prostrating to the divine. You are prostrating to the law. Therefore, wherever you prostrate, that's why we always say you don't prostrate to those who are of younger age, you always prostrate to elders, isn't it? Elders means supposed to be wise, not age-wise, isn't it? Not age-wise. You don't ask for Aadhaar card and prostrate. What is the age and then prostrate? The maturity. What is the age means maturity. Elder means maturity. What is a maturity? That which I am not able to see, they are able to see. That is the maturity. I'm not able to see something, and they are able to see something. Because of them seeing something, they are able, I am seeing them so mature to that. So what is that maturity? Where is that maturity coming from? The maturity comes from understanding and acceptance of the law. Wherever the law is understood and accepted, there will be a maturity, prostration. Why will they not prostrate to you? Meaning, they are prostrating to you, but prostration is having a different meaning to them. Second meaning of namaskara is dilution of ahankara and mamakara. Another meaning of namaskara is the dilution of ahankara and mamakara. When you see Vishwarupa, ahankara, mamakara will go naturally. Because you see such a grand cosmic plan. You see something which is so divine. You see something which is so beautifully managing everything. All that you have to do is what? Keep aside your ahankara and mamakara. That's all. So, namaskara is an indication of a willingness to keep aside this ahankara and mamakara. So, one is recognizing the law. One is recognizing the law. Second is segregating the ahankara and mamakara. This is the symbolism of namaskara. A reverential appreciation of everything. You follow? Okay. Opposite of ahankara and mamakara is what? If that ahankara and mamakara is not reduced, a human being is stuck with ahankara and mamakara. Now, what is this stuck with ahankara and mamakara means? The tinted glasses of raga dvesha. The tinted glasses of raga dvesha. Likes and dislikes. Third meaning of namaskara. இதையும் ஷார்ட்ஸ்ல எடுத்து போட்டுருங்க. Symbolism of namaskara. எது சொன்னாலும் anything we say, some complication they are doing. The third meaning of namaskara. Emotions have their own law. When you are emotional, you will have your own law. You will make your own law. You will go by your own law. When you are emotional. That's why we should not get emotional. So when you are emotional, you will make your own law. Have you ever noticed it? That's why all problem happens only when you turn emotional. So emotional means you make your own laws. You make your own principles. Somewhere your own principles will come. From where it will come, God only knows, but it will come. Out of this, your own law that you make, hatred only. What will be the consequence of that hatred? You make out of emotions, you make your own law. And when you make your own law, dharma, the natural law, is not going to obey to your law, isn't it? If you are wise, you will stop making laws. LAWS, Soumitra, not LOSS. LAWS, laws. LAWS. You will start making, when you are emotional, you will start making your own laws. That is where others are so helpless that they just can't do anything. Because you have made a law and you are going to go by your law, nobody can do anything. So everybody says we are helpless, sir. What do we do? Helpless. What do we do? Helpless. What do we do? You follow? Namaskara is making a statement that I will not make my own laws anymore. I will not make my own laws. I will go by the supreme law, the divine law, the dharma. Siddhas have done this so many times in the past. As a result of this namaskara, as a result of them having done this namaskara, I don't know, million times, billion times in the past, they have become wise now. Now Arjuna is slowly recognizing it. So when he's seeing the Siddhas prostrating, he is able to see some difference he's seeing. Therefore he says, why will they not prostrate to you? Whom are worthy of worship? The Siddhas themselves are worthy of worship. The Siddhas themselves are worthy of worship, and the Siddhas are prostrating to the Vishwarupa. Why? Because they live a life of obeying the law. They live a life of understanding the law. Understanding the law means obeying the law. You will never say, I have understood and violate. Violation means you have not. Violation means you have not understood. Therefore, why will they not prostrate to you? It is correct that they prostrate to you. Why they not bow down to you? And then he gives so many adjectives, which we have seen any number of times. You are the greatest, the primal cause of Brahma, infinite, Lord of gods, abode of the universe. You are the imperishable, the being and non-being, that which is supreme. These are all the adjectives of Brahman, adjectives of Vishwarupa, adjectives of Brahman, which Arjuna is using. But the important thing here is Nameran Mahatman. Why the wise one will not bow down to you? That's the thing. Nameran Mahatman. Nameran Mahatman means why the wise one will not bow down to you. Verse number 38 padinga.
त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप.
You are the primal God, the ancient Purusha, being, supreme abode of this universe. You are the knower, that to be known, and the supreme goal. By you is the universe pervaded, O being of infinite forms. You are the primal God, the ancient Purusha, supreme abode of this universe. You are the knower, that to be known, and the supreme goal. By you is the universe pervaded, O being of infinite forms. He is continuing the worship. What is the worship? You are the primal God, the ancient Purusha. The stuti is continuing. That's all. It's the stuti. Stuti means glory, glorifying. He is continuing glorification, continuing to glorify God. What is the glories that he is continuing? Every time when the glory is given, try to connect it, the entire glory of The Vibhuti Yoga, the previous chapter and this chapter. And all that we have known about Brahman, bring it together. Again, I repeat, every time you hear any adjectives, every time you hear any stuti, you should not restrict your understanding to this stuti alone. Bring in all that you know about it and put your entire being into this verse. So every stuti, when you do it like this, becomes more and more meaningful. This is how we have to read the stuti. That's why we say we have to keep repeating the Sahasranama. We say, no? Why do you have to keep repeating it again and again and again? Every time you repeat, you see something more because you are bringing in the entire understanding and putting it on that name. You are bringing in your entire understanding and placing it on this stuti now. So you are the ancient Purusha. You are the ancient Purusha. Purusha. Puri Shayanat Purusha. That's the meaning of the word Purusha. Puri Shayanat. Puri means city. Shaha. Shayanat means one who is residing. So one who is residing in the city. So Purusha means one who is residing in the city. In which city now? In which city? The city of 9 gates. The city of 9 gates, the body. So, Navadvare Pure Dehi. Elsewhere he said, Navadvare Pure Dehi. The one who sits in this 9, the one who sits in this 9 gates. Huge balloon with 9 holes in it, and air is safe inside. Yeah. Body is a balloon. Imagine body as the balloon. Has 9 holes in it, isn't it? Air is very, that's why we are all sitting and I'm talking, you are listening only because of that, isn't it? Even for one, it gone now, isn't it? Even for one, it goes now, it is. So, Purusha. You are that Purusha, meaning because of you residing in the city is beautiful. If you go away, the city will be dust to dust. So, Purusha, this body, this everything is so meaningful only because of you residing in this. If you go, whole thing is gone, isn't it? Avadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. You are in that 9, in the beautifully, in the previous, I think chapter 5, he said it. Naiva kurvanna karayan. Doing, not doing, is doing everything. At the same time, not doing anything, making everything possible. At the same time, not affected by what is all this is what is meant by the word Purusha. Puranaha. Puranaha means Sanatana. Purana means Sanatana. Understand it like that. Even though another meaning of the word Puratana is ancient. There are 3 words. Puratana means ancient. Nutana means modern. Puratana means ancient. Nutana means modern. Sanatana means eternal. So here, Puratana is used in the sense of Sanatana, not ancient, not old. You should not say oldest or eldest. It is not oldest, it is not eldest, it is Sanatana. Tvam asya param nidhanam. Everything comes back into you. Everything comes out of you. Everything comes back into you. Param, pamasya param nidhanam. You are ultimately everything. Nidhanam means everything comes back into you. What comes back into you? The entire creation. The entire creation comes back into you. Technically, where the 5 elements gets resolved is param nidhanam. Supreme residing place. Supreme residing place means it comes out of it and goes back. It comes out of it and goes back. So, param nidhanam means tvamasya param nidhanam. Tvam means you. Asya always. You are always the ultimate base of everything. Everything will resolve into you. Param nidhanam. Vetasi. Veta asi. Vetasi means in in every experience, you split yourself into two. In every experience, you split yourself into subject and object and create and create a maya of knower and known. Vetasi. In every experience, there is a knower and the known. In every experience, there is the knower and the known. No. That knower-known division itself is you. There is no there is no separate knower, there is no separate known. It is you. The Maya splits itself into two. Knower and the known. Experiencer and experienced. Maya splits itself into two. The knower and the known. Just as the mind splits itself into two in the dream. Just as how the mind splits itself into two. The dreamer and the dream world. The dream jiva and the dream prapancha. Understand it like that. There is the dream individual and then there is the dream world. I'm just using Sanskrit words, that's all. Nothing different. The technical words. Wherever you get a chance, I'm trying to use the technical words so that we'll remember that. So the dream, the dreamer, and the dream world, one mind, how one mind splits itself into two, how the one mind splits itself into two, how it can split itself into two, we only know that it has split. How it happened, why it happened, we don't know. We can speculate. But at the end of it, the answer is we don't know. All that we know is it has split into two. What is the two? The knower and the known. One dividing itself into two and believing that they are two different entities is Maya. Vektasi. You are the one who's doing it. You are the one who's playing this game. You are the one who's playing this game of Maya. You are the one who's playing this game. It's the Leela that you are playing. What is the Leela that you are playing? The entire dream phenomena is the game, is the Leela. How the mind splits itself into two. This is how it is happening even now. It's called Bhokta Jiva and Bhogya Prapancha. Technical words. It's called Bhokta Jiva and Bhogya Prapancha. It is the individual experiencing the individual experiencing a universe outside. You are the knower, you are the experiencer of everything. Just as the mind is the knower of everything in the dream, mind is the experiencer of everything in the dream. That is why the dream example is very meaningful only in this limited context. Just as the mind is the all-knower in the dream, no? Mind is the all-knower of the dream. Mind is the all-experiencer in the dream. Just as the mind is the all-knower, all-experiencer in the dream, you are the all-knower and all-experiencer in the waking state now. Whatever knowable, that is you. Whatever is known, that is you. The known is you. The knower is you. The actual process of knowing is also you. Suddenly, why they start talking this language, God only knows. Suddenly they go into a zone, a different language. He will be lost, not knowing what is happening. Again, he will come back to our language. But these are all beautiful expressions of understanding. Where do you get it? Arjuna is saying, I am seeing it. Arjuna is saying, I am seeing it. What is the relationship of divine with creation? There are two levels of association. What is the relationship between God and the creation? At one level, it is God that is appearing. Just as example. What example? Gold and ornaments, pot and clay. It is the clay that is appearing as the pot. Therefore, when you are seeing a pot, you are seeing two things. What are you seeing? The Nama Rupa and the material which doesn't have Nama Rupa. So two things you are seeing. When you are seeing a pot, what are you actually seeing? A name and form of the clay and the original clay which doesn't have any name and form. That is one association with creation. Another association with creation is what? Rope and the snake. Always remember this. Associating, what is the divine's association with creation? One is pot and clay. Another is rope and snake. In the rope and the snake, there is no Nama Rupa. The properties are misunderstood. The properties of the properties of the rope is misunderstood as the properties of the snake. Therefore, in one, there is a transformation. In clay and pot, there is a transformation. In rope and snake, there's no transformation. Are you able to understand the difference? At one level, at one level, it appears to be transformed. In pot and clay, there is a transformation. Correct? In rope and snake, there is no transformation. But yet, something is seen. Something is seen. You are the knower. You are the knower. You are that which to be known, and you are the supreme. You are the supreme goal. Parandama. Parandama, I'll come to. I have not yet explained that Parandama. Till now, we are discussing each and every adjective that he is using. We are trying to understand what is meant by that. You follow? Therefore, knowing and you are that which is to be known. From one angle, consciousness knows everything. From one angle, consciousness knows everything. Okay, we can't understand what is consciousness knowing everything. That's why I gave the example of mind knowing everything in the dream. As seer, it is God. As seen, it is God. The actual happening between the two is also God. This is, how do you understand that? How do you understand that? Chapter 4. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnav, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena ghantavyam, Brahmakarma samadhina. In the yajna, he takes yajna ritual as an example to say how everything is Brahman. The doer is Brahman, the receiver is Brahman, the ahuti that is poured is Brahman, and what comes out of it is Brahman. So Brahman doing yajna for Brahman. Okay. We doing yajna for something is understandable. Brahman doing yajna for Brahman is, what is the meaning in that? The ultimate has to be spoken in this language only. For the ultimate cannot be spoken in any other. The ultimate cannot be spoken in any other language. Because the moment you bring in a language, it will no more be the ultimate, it will be limited. It will get limited. Language limits. And when you are trying to talk about that which is limitless, you have to speak this language. How do you say language limits? Language, words can express only 4 things. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Kriya. Only when these 4 is there, words can explain only these 4. A name, a form, a property, an action. Words can describe any, and all these 4 are limited. All these 4 are limited. Meaning, room pervading is a meaningful word. Chair pervading is a meaningful word. All pervading as a word is limitless, has no meaning. Because what meaning can you give all pervading? Isn't it? What meaning can you give to that all pervading? Other than you, there is nothing else. That is Vishwarupa. What is the meaning of Vishwarupa? Other than you, there is nothing else. The good can happen, the bad can happen. That good and bad is because you see it differently. The good and bad is not in the happening. The good and bad is because of the glass that you wear. Remove the glass and see. That's all he said. So Vishwarupa means remove the glass. What is the glass that you have to remove? The good and bad. The good and bad. Entire world that we see in front has a Namarupa part to it and then the divine part to it. At one level, we say there is a Namarupa part and then the divine part. And then next question is 50%, 50%. What is the proportion, sir? What is the proportion of Namarupa part and what is the proportion of divine part? Which is more, which is less? Oh, you have come to that level of interest in God now. Since you have come to that level of interest in God, then the next statement will come. What? Every wave is nothing but water. Every bubble is nothing but water. Every aspect of the dream is nothing but the mind. Similarly, every aspect of the creation is Vishwarupa, God. What goes out when you see this Vishwarupa? Inequality, injustices, victim, I am suffering, all this goes out. When you understand Vishwarupa rightly, all these wrong notions that we carry about life goes away. Otherwise, we always carry this notion. You follow the difference. When you see it like this, you understand that there is no injustice that is happening. There is no victim here that is happening. It has to happen. It is happening. Why it has to happen? Our limited intellect will not be able to understand it. For example, every natural act can be seen as a disaster or it can be seen as balancing act. Isn't it? What is the balancing act? The balancing act, vegetation will be maximum, herbivorous will be relatively less, carnivorous will be very few. That's a nature's balancing act. Imagine the reverse. Maximum carnivorous, less herbivores, minimum vegetation. All three will die instantly. Correct? All three will die instantly. Therefore, Vishwarupa means what? Looking at this proportion and understanding it rightly. That is Vishwarupa. That is the benefit of, that is the clarity, that is the benefit, that is the maturity of this Vishwarupa study. Otherwise, we will understand Vishwarupa as one big cosmic form standing there like how we see in the movies. Isn't it? Yeah. And how many ever times we see, we will still go back thinking Vishwarupa means what we have seen in the movies, isn't it? How we see Vishwarupa in the movie? Suddenly the ordinary body will be ballooned up into a huge body. No, then only that is Vishwarupa. Entire thing that is happening in front is Vishwarupa. This Brahma Rupa, this expression of divine manifests like this. When you see it with the limited glass, you will start interpreting it. Vishwarupa is a non-interpreting way of looking at the creation. Vishwarupa is nothing but a non-interpreting way of looking at creation. That is maturity. Opposite of that is everything you interpret. And who's the interpreter? There is a situation that is happening. Who's interpreting? Who's interpreting? Palatur. Don't say you. Yeah, who's interpreting? There is this, and who's the interpreter? You are the interpreter. And when you interpret, how will you interpret? You will interpret according to your limitation only. Therefore, all interpretations springs from limitations, because you will interpret according to the limitation, isn't it? Yeah. See, when you look at yourself, you look at yourself with such a limited way. When divine looks at you, the all-knowing divine, how the all-knowing divine looks at you? Not only it knows you now, it knows your entire past also. Because it knows your entire past, it tells you what you are going through is what you have to. Why are you worrying? Why are you crying? Are you able to follow? You look at yourself in a very limited way. The Vishwarupa sees you. The Vishwarupa sees you entirely. When it sees you entirely, there's no interpretation, right understanding. When you see it in a limited way, you go on interpreting it. And what is the material for your interpretation? Your raga dvesha is the material with which you interpret. Your likes and dislikes, your hopes and expectations becomes a material with which you go on interpreting everything. Vishwarupa is exactly the opposite. You keep it aside and you see whatsoever is happening. When you see whatsoever is happening, only one thing you feel like doing. What? Prostate. Namaskara. You will go on doing namaskara. Other than you, there is nothing else. Verse number 39 padiko.
आयुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते आयुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणश्च शाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते.
You are Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Shashanka, Prajapati, and great-grandfather. Salutation to you 1,000 times, and again salutation to you. You are Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Shashanka, Prajapati, and great-grandfather. Salutation to you 1,000 times, and again salutation to you. Meaning, he is not knowing what to do with this Vishwarupa now in front. On the one hand, he is terrified. On the one hand, he is afraid. On the other hand, he is so inspired. It's all like, it's like poor Arjuna, isn't it? Salutations to you. Again, salutations to you. Again, salutations to you. So, Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Shashanka. All these are elements outside, which has a Devata. We have seen it any number of times. All that is beneficial to us will be called as God. That's a Vedic culture. All that helps us will be seen as God. Wonderful culture it is. Wonderful way of looking at life. Wherever you have received help from, that becomes a God. Then there are grades of God: demigod, full God, super God, etc. Depending on the gradations of help that you receive, there are some local gods, isn't it? There are some local gods, and then there are some, house god. Like that goes on. But nevertheless, what is God? Devata. Devata means that helps you by a specific function. Devata means that which helps you by a specific function. That which helps you by a specific function is called Devata. Sun helps you by a specific function. Moon helps you by a specific function. Vayu, wind helps you by a specific function. Fire, water, everything helps you by one specific function. And you are a beneficiary of the collective. You are a beneficiary of the collective. Are you able to follow? Because you are a beneficiary of the collective, you have to say salutation, 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 because you are the receiver. And who's the giver? And who's the giver? God. Everybody, everything is a giver. So this Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Sashanka. See, during Krishna's time, Puranas didn't take over so much. Puranic gods didn't take over so much. Therefore, they all worship the Vedic gods. Nowadays, we will not worship them. Nowadays, the Vedic gods worship has stopped and gotten replaced by Puranic gods. In this classroom, it doesn't really matter whether you are worshipping Vedic gods or Puranic gods. Doesn't matter. Worship. Just to worship any god. If Vedic gods inspires you, worship Vedic god. If Puranic god inspires you, worship Puranic god. If no god is inspiring you, what will happen? Life will wake you up into worshiping. Yeah, knocks and shocks of life will wake you up. The knocks and shocks of life will wake you up into remembering the divine. In Krishna's time, okay, before Rama conquering Ravana, Diwali wouldn't have been there, no? Correct? Diwali itself wouldn't have been there. Before, what would they have? What they would have celebrated? Something they would have celebrated. Meaning, remembrance of divine has to happen. Methodology keeps changing. The way in which every changing generation, every changing society will bring in their own, can bring in their own forms of God. That's why in Vedas, we say 33 lakh crore gods into 66 lakh crore Rakshasas. You know, when they were churning the Milky Ocean, the numbers they give. You know that story, the Puranic story of churning the Milky Ocean? On the one side, there is Rakshasas. On the other side, there is Asuras. And all the Rakshas, all the multiverse Rakshasas and gods assembled there. And they gave the numbers. Numbers are twice. Always it is like that. 33 lakh crore. 33 lakh crore gods on one side. On the other side, multiplied by 2. 66 lakh crore Rakshasas, Asuras. It means what? It means what? Superficial layer Rakshasa seems to be more. As you go subtler and subtler, divine appears. At the subtlest, only divine. At the subtlest, nobody will ever say, at the subtlest, I found out only Rakshasa. Nobody will say that. At the superficial layer only you can see. As you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you will only see the divine. A time will come where there will be only divine. Puranic gods means the gods that we worship now. Rama, Krishna, and all these are Puranic gods. Like during Krishna's time, Janmashtami wasn't have been celebrated, no? Nobody would have gone to Vrindavan when Krishna was alive, isn't it? Everybody will go to Vrindavan after he died. I also went. 2-3 times. We also went, The first time I went, the Acharya said, as soon as you touch it, you should do prostrate and roll over. I rolled over also. Because that's how Akrura went. When Akrura goes to receive Krishna, he saw that bhumi and he said, "Oh God, we should not touch that." No, how can you also walk on the same road that the Lord has walked? The road that Lord has walked, you have to roll pradakshina. So what he did, Akrura was doing Anga pradakshina for almost 13 miles. I don't know how long he rolled over and went. Some of them does it around this Kailash. Some of them do it around this Kailash. Not the local Kailash and all, the original Kailash there. Oh my God. Devotion. It's an act of devotion. It means what? You see divine. You see divine. You see divine. When you see divine, you will be immediately wanting to, you will see divine and you will immediately want to, you will immediately want to prostrate. Prostration is symbolic, all that we have said already. What is the symbolism of prostration? Namaskara, all that we have seen already. Now Arjuna is saying what? Salutations to you 1,000 times. First I have said Namaskara, I did. Then he is saying, no, this is not enough. Then he says, again salutations to you. Multiplied by 1,000 times. Multiplied by, now it means what? Mentally, I'm prostrating to so many times. Physically, I'm catching my breath. I can't prostrate so many times. That's what he said. Physically, I can't prostrate so many times because I'm catching my, looks like physical. How long can you do physical? You will get tired. But mentally, I'll go on and on and on prostrating. You are Yama, you are Vayu, you are Agni, Prajapati, Prapitamaha, Pita, Pitamaha, Prapitamaha. That's the hierarchy. Pita, father. Pitamaha, grandfather. Prapitamaha, great-grandfather. So he is calling God as Prapitamaha, great-grandfather. Prapitamaha means the first one. The first one. In this context, you have to take it as the first one. We have studied Vedanta treatise. In that Vedanta treatise, we studied chapter human composition. In that human composition, there is one portion. Says Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and all that. அதெல்லாம் சாய்ஸ்ல விட்டுட்டோம். So it doesn't matter. We left all that portion in choice. We didn't study that. So father is Virat. Grandfather is Hiranyagarbha. Great grandfather is Ishvara. That's how the hierarchy goes. Therefore, he says, you are that. Pitamaha, Prapitamaha. Not the literal grandfather. See, like even today, when we do the prayers, we do for 3, no? Like when we do the prayers, ancestral prayers, we do for 3. Father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Isn't it? Pitamaha, Pitamaha, and Prapitamaha. Not the actual father, grandfather, great-grandfather. At least that much you understand, no? Vasu, Rudra, Aditya. That form. Who has become of that form? Who has become of that form? Who has become of that form? Venkatachalam, Vadiyar wait பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கார் outside. I'm talking about all these things. Yeah, today we have to do that. No, yeah, he's waiting outside now. Prapitamaha, great-grandfather. Not the actual ancestral grandfather. Not the actual ancestral great-grandfather. What is meant is the the moolam, the prime. For everybody, there is father and mother. To the ultimate, who's the father and mother of the ultimate? For us, there is the father and mother, isn't it? For Brahman, who's the father and mother for Brahman? There cannot be a father and mother for Brahman. In that sense, it is Prapitamaha. In that sense, you are the ultimate. Thousands of times I will do salutations again and again. It's not just one salutations, thousands of times. Please understand, thousands of times when you do mentally, at least physically 10-15 times you have to do. Yeah. That's why so beautiful in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, they do that. Wonderful tradition they have. When they do prostrations, they will not stop prostrating. They will go on prostrating. Oh my God. Beautiful tradition it is. Beautiful tradition it is. First time, in that school that we go to, you join the school, very first day, or you have to go and prostrate to all the teachers. Examination hall ticket, before taking the hall ticket, you have to prostrate to all the teachers. Before taking the mark certificate and TC, again you have to prostrate to all the teachers. Nigla Sonna, that will become a criminal case, no? If you do that in the schools today, it will become a criminal case today. How can you make them do that? Who are you to do? I don't know. All that. Yeah. But they do that. First time I saw that. One of the boy, next to me, he is a very close friend of mine now. I saw him prostrating. I said, how many times you will prostrate? No. We are taught till the Guru says stop, you have to keep prostrating. When you are catching breath, Guru will say stop. At that time, what will you say? At that time, you will get up and say what? Thousands and thousands of times, I am continuing to prostrate. That's what Arjuna is doing. It's a beautiful, it's a wonderful tradition of prostration. Because one time you prostrate, body, very easily body will prostrate. Ego will not prostrate. Yeah. Thousands and thousands of times you prostrate also, ego is still standing erect only, isn't it? Body is bending. Yeah. Ego is standing very erect. How to bend that ego is the challenge. How to bend that ego? To bend that ego, that Vishwarupa is needed. Yeah, you see that the ego bends, the ego bends automatically. Therefore, he's saying, I am prostrating to you. I am offering thousands and thousands of namaskaras I have done to you, and yet it is not complete. And how many ever times I prostrate to you, it's not enough. I continue to prostrate again and again and again. Why? Gratitude knows no satisfaction. Remember that. Ego only knows satisfaction. Gratitude knows no satisfaction. How much ever you do, you want to give. You want to give more. How much ever you do, you want to do more. That is gratitude knows no satisfaction. Gratitude knows no fulfillment. Rest of it will feel like, I have done enough, sir. I have done enough. Gratitude knows no such thing, isn't it? What if you give, you will tell your father and mother, I have done enough to you. Will you ever say that? Okay, what if you give? You can say, I have done enough. You can give up your life also. Still will you say, I have done enough? You cannot. In that sense, gratitude knows no satisfaction. What if you give to the Guru fees? You will say, I have done enough. You cannot. So what will you do? So this thousands and thousands of namaskara is symbolic of this factor. What is that factor? Gratitude knows no fulfillment. Gratitude knows no satisfaction. You want to give and you want to give more. You do more and you want to do more. You do more and you want to do more. You do more, you want to do more. But continuously, if I do like this, I'll become bankrupt, no? Hmm? Continuously, I'll do like this, I'll become bankrupt, no? You have not learned the law. You have not understood the law. You become prosperous by giving. Prosperity comes by giving. In Vedanta treatise, it's a law. It is mentioned. In the chapter Strength of Emotion, Shankar, SRL Shankar, there is a chapter, Strength of Emotion. Yeah. Adula charity. Adula underline பண்ணுங்க அந்த statement. Sacrifice is a synonym for success. Charity is a synonym for prosperity. Sacrifice is synonym for success. Now you want success, do sacrifice. You want prosperity, do charity. Both look diametrically opposite, isn't it? Both look diametrically opposite. Therefore, people worry, sir, if I go on giving, I'll become bankrupt. No. More you give, that much more will be given to you. You are not interested in returning. Kuduthu Vardhan Bata, nothing will come. Palatur. Abdillan try panna, nothing will come. Kuduthu sir, eda Vardhan Bata, I have given so much now, I am checking whether something is coming. No, it's not like that. Therefore, gratitude knows no satisfaction. Gratitude knows no fulfillment. More you give, that much more you will be able to give. More you give, that much more you will be able to. That is what is symbolic of thousands and thousands of namaskaras. Ganesh, idi or shots போட்டுக்கோங்க. இல்லையா? Thousands and thousands and thousands of times you do salutations and namaskaras. Because gratitude knows no fulfillment. You give, you would love to give. You give, you love to give more. You love, see where there is love, where it will stop. Love knows no stopping. Gratitude knows no stopping. Attachment and selfishness stops. இவ்வளவு கொடுத்துட்டேன் சார், அவ்வளவுதான், இதுக்கு மேல I cannot do. No, love doesn't stop. Therefore, understand Arjuna's thousands and thousands of salutations in this manner. Understand it like that. சரியா? With this, we conclude. There are some clarifications which we will take it up next class. Or I can't make the Vadyar wait for so long. Yeah. There are some clarifications that I am observing. We will take it up next week. With this, we conclude for today.